Peter Laughlin's my name. I'm a young 78. When I was about 22 years old, a mate and I decided to borrow a dinghy and a motor and motor up to and climbed up the anchor chain of the Alkimos, which was derelict, well, about a K off the coast, with the idea of exploring a ship, something that I'd never ever had an opportunity to do, and it was a bit of a kid's paradise thing for me personally. And yeah, so we spent the whole day on board, and I salvaged various items. There was a lot more on board that I'd love to have, in hindsight, taken, but we weren't overly well equipped. We only had a few basic tools. So once on board, we started exploring, and I don't know whether I knew that. I must have seen the sign and decided that, you know, I had to have something that said Alkimos, and being from my old tip days, you know, I collected anything that related to history, and so I very carefully unbolted it and very carefully laid it on the deck with the intention of taking it home for safekeeping. Then spent the rest of the day, or both of us, crawling all over the ship, down in the engine room, out. And you know, here we are, traipsing all over the top of the triple expansion engine, which of course is the only thing visible now of the Alkimos, and I completely forgot about the sign. Now, earlier in the day we did hear some young people had swum out from the beach out to the wreck and obviously crawled around, but we never actually came across them. We could hear them, and I think we saw them in the distance. And by chance, we happened upon it. It had floated away from the ship. But as we were heading home at sunset, came across it in the water and retrieved it. So yeah, I was meant to take it home and look after it. Concerned, a bit of a story. It had been rescued by a friend of a friend, and he had it for, I'm not sure how many years, but not too many years. And anyway, he didn't quite see the value of it, and he was going to chop it up for a bit of packing or some reason, possibly firewood. And my mate, who happened to be there, rescued it off him, with the horror of the thought that I'd be really upset if I heard it was wantonly destroyed. So he saved it and gave it to me, and that's why I put it into safekeeping until very recently. Yeah, so now I'm looking forward to being hung and people being able to see it for many more years, and hopefully learn about the history of the ship and the people involved in it. Not so much me, there were, you know, people like Jack Sue, his mate who was on board when they documented their stay on board and recorded these soundings which people attribute to the ghost, and the lady that had a miscarriage, who was the wife of the live-in keeper on board when it was still obviously under control of the insurance companies, and various other people, even the silly salvors that nearly paid with their lives when they accidentally set fire to the ship. So yeah, there's a few stories involved with the ship, which hopefully, when people one day ask where did the name Alkimos come from, that's what it'll all be part of the history, the local history.